everybody, and welcome to another Justin F. Heshy show. We have been gone for a couple of weeks due to the Passover holidays and other stuff. I don't know why we weren't on. I guess we just feel like it. I want to welcome my co-host and good friend who's been there for me like a rock the last couple of weeks. A long while already, but the last couple of weeks alone. Ezra, welcome back. How are you?
How you doing, Heshy?
I'm doing great. How was your holiday?
It was great.
It was good?
It was great.
You know, you didn't come to our carnival. We had a carnival for 5,000 children in Borough Park.
I tried to tell my wife to go, but she wouldn't.
And it was made for the little kids, for your little 2-3-year-old. We even had a petting zoo. You know that?
You know what? She went to Aviator. They had a petting zoo there also. So
They did have?
something right off of Aviator.
But over there you had to pay, but else you didn't have to pay. And I was on the horse, driving around the horse like a cowboy, and you know.
Sure as a horse. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. But we have an interesting show tonight. We have a very interesting young guest that's going to be on the show, and I want to tell you a little bit about him before we start. He is his name is Donovan Crip Daddy Castillo. He's a stand-up comedian. Now look at that. He's a stand-up comedian. He's a podcaster, internet streamer, social media. What makes this guy so special? He has a rare genetic condition that confines him to a wheelchair. During the pandemic, they even made a crowdfund for him. You know, they collected money and they got him a handicap-accessible vehicle so he can go around and make money and perform his things.
That's great.
So we're going to meet this guy, Donovan. We're going to talk to him. They say he's very smart. He knows all about a lot of issues. And we're going to talk about a lot of issues today ourselves. Welcome to the show, everybody. You could watch our show, of course, on YouTube and Facebook. You can call into the show, 718-289-0070. You can log on to YouTube and send me messages and say hello or whatever you want to ask about. But we have a lot of other stuff that we're going to talk about. Serious stuff, stuff about what's going on in our city, what we've lost. But I'm going to do a quick commercial. We're going to start the show. Not going to be a lot of commercials. Don't worry about it. Sawyer's not here to run it, so I'm going to be doing this. Very nice. Plaza Auto Leasing. They're not only a leasing company, but they're also a dealership. You'll get the best of both worlds, the flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There's no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal. Pal means Plaza Auto Leasing, by the way, sales representative that can handle almost all the transactions from start to finish without even having to step foot in the office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your front door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000, 718-975-9000, and you can check their website, www, of course, plazaautoleasing.com, PLAZAAUTOLEASING.com, located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Nostrand Avenue and Avenue N. Call 718-975-9000 and become a pal today. And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you. And really, guys, they are good. I have my car. I've been checking out other people with prices. People have been complaining. Plaza still services me. Plaza takes care of me. I'm a year in, and that car is really, really great. And I thank them. It's bigger, it's nice, and I'm comfortable, and I'm very good. I'm told to move over because I'm so fat the camera can't see me.
I think wide angle.
But you know, we got a few minutes. I want to ask you something.
Sure.
And you're a good man, and I like you very much. But here's my problem with you. No, because you and me were chatting this week, and there's a thing that about the Supreme Court. You told me it's called Roe v. Wade.
Yes.
One
of the worst decisions ever made by a court.
Well,
it was not based on any law whatsoever.
You don't want to explain to the audience what Roe v. Wade means.
Roe v. Wade was the landmark case that basically created a federal constitutional right to abortion on demand.
So here's my question for you. Who do you think you are? I like you, Ezra.
Okay.
Who do you think you are that you have a right to tell another person what to do? I know you're saying, I heard what you told me in the car. Oh, abortion, anything that's born, it's a life. Here's the deal. We in the world, not just America, believe that abortion is legal. believe that now when you're going to outlaw abortion, when abortion was not legal, people did it anyways.
All right, so
They didn't do it
let's just-
safely.
okay, so
I don't want to go into
No,
philosophical.
I'm not gonna get the philosophical.
But my
I'm
question to
purely-
you is, it's legal. Now, even if the government overturns, I just want to make sure I explain it to the audience before you get to your legal terms. Even if the law overturns it, each state has a right
That's
to
correct.
stop it.
That's
So what are you gaining
okay,
exactly?
so-
And when I listened today, if you look at your last page, Levi's, Amazon, all the big companies are saying that if somebody wants an abortion, they can't afford it, we're going to pay for you to go to another state.
So that's fine. So now purely legal. When I say Roe was one of the worst decisions ever written, it's because it was not based on law whatsoever. It was created a right that was never existed before, and said that a woman has a right to terminate a pregnancy up to viability, which since Roe was decided in 1973 has changed dramatically. But
One minute. One second. Like you just said, there was never a law. So nobody really
So
should
what
have
is-
stopped
no,
us
no,
from
no.
abortion.
So what happened, Roe v. Wade started a case in Texas which banned abortion. So the decision that leaked, which is a problem in itself. Okay?
Why? The decisions from the Supreme Court have to come out. What do you mean they're hiding it? It should have
It's
come
not-
out right
It's
away.
not a final decision yet. They're still deliberating.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's
But
the whole
no-
point.
oh, so I
It's
didn't-
not a
moment.
final decision.
I was told that it is a final
No.
decision.
So Alito,
So why is everybody freaking out?
because the handwriting's on the wall. So what happened is this: just
One minute. Isn't it 6-3?
It's probably 5-3-1, which means that just everybody's handicapping it. That the five, Alito, Thomas, Gorsuch, Comey Barrett, and Kavanaugh will all vote to overturn Roe v. Wade. Chief Justice Roberts would probably agree that in this case, the Mississippi law is constitutional, but he would not overturn Roe v. Wade. And then the three liberal justices would vote would dissent with both of them and say Roe v. Wade stands and that the Mississippi law is unconstitutional. So now just back to Roe v. Wade for a second. Roe v. Wade created a right that does not exist in the Constitution. It's a right to an abortion. Abortions would never. It was always.
Fine, there was no right for slavery,
No, there
and we
was a
had
right to
slavery.
Actually, there was a right to slavery in some states. But the thing is, what Roe v. Wade did is take the power away from the states and create a federal right in the Constitution that does not exist. So there's two ways to go about it. Either you amend the Constitution and create the right, or Congress under the Commerce Clause of Section 1, Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution says there's a federal commerce issue because women should be able to travel freely in interstate commerce, and they create a right that way.
See, you're
But they're not
being
doing that.
very petty now.
I'm not being petty because I'll tell you something.
Do you believe in abortion?
No, I don't. I think
Okay.
it's only when the mother's life is at stake.
Okay, I got you. You have your reasons when
That's
you
the
can
only-
have it and when. So now, 1 minute. If you ban abortion completely, there'll be nobody to do those emergency
That's not
abortions.
true. Again, it's not banning abortion. All that's going right now is reverting back to what should be. It's every state decides for itself whether or not they are gonna restrict abortion, whether they're gonna outlaw
So
abortion.
what are you gaining again?
Well, again, this is the whole fun. This is a big argument. This is a big thing. There's 50 states. The way the Constitution, the republic was created, was called federalism. The rights belong to the states. They don't belong to the federal government.
Now I tell you, Ezra, you can't have an abortion.
Thank
and
you.
you have the abortion. What happens?
You could become criminally prosecuted for it.
Could be arrested for having an abortion.
And the doctor could be tried for homicide.
Now, if a husband and wife have a fight, and he says, "My wife had an abortion," and she can go to jail.
If you're in a state where abortion is 100% illegal and and the abortion took place, then yes, it's a homicide.
It's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Anybody want to
because-
call into the show?
because Heshy,
718-289-0070.
I'll flip it on you.
Yeah.
What gives you the right to terminate a human life?
Okay, so I personally don't believe in abortion. Personally,
Okay.
because of religious reasons.
Fine.
That's only because I like babies.
We all love babies.
Okay, right.
Oh, at least we used to. Love
Right,
babies. Okay,
exactly.
Fine. Okay.
But my point is that I don't believe for me abortion, but I don't have a problem with other people having abortions.
So let me put it this way.
I know you're going to be angry at me.
No, I'm just going to.
I mean, and I believe,
discuss this, right?
yeah, but I believe that nobody should do an abortion.
Okay,
I'm just telling you that I don't want to take away their right
So I
for
have
the
a question
abortion.
for you. Okay.
But you know what
A
upsets me?
person's-
You know
a
what
person-
upsets me? 1 minute.
What?
Those women that marched yesterday in Manhattan,
Right.
and all those people saying, "Oh, we have a right to do with our body." I agree with you, but how come you didn't come marching when it was the vaccines and saying
Well,
it's my
yes.
body, my
Well,
right?
Exactly. My body, my choice, right? But I have a question for you. There's a human life in that body. It's not your body, your choice. It's not. You see, this is the problem.
It's not a life.
Of course, it's a life.
It's not a life.
If let alone, it's a life.
It's not.
Let alone to develop the natural way, it's a life.
According to Jewish law,
It's
number
called-
one,
according to
according to
anything.
Jewish law,
According-
before 40 days, the baby doesn't even exist.
That's not true at all.
I don't know.
It exists. It's just
It
we don't know what
exists.
the gender is.
It does. We don't know what if the baby is
Yeah, fine.
an official
It's fine,
baby.
but I have a question for you.
Now,
So
even
you have a
and if
person- you have a person-
if the baby's born dead and it dies
Within
before 7 days,
30 days.
30 days, you
don't
don't
sit
even
shiva,
you don't
right.
even sit shiva. So it's not
Understood.
considered a human being.
It's considered a human being. It just did not have the capability to grow into a person. But that's God's decision.
Exactly.
But even leaving religion aside, it's hard for us to do because we're both religious men. But leaving religion aside, I'm going to ask you a simple question: you have a person who's in a coma. You think you have a right to pull the plug on him?
So I'm going to tell you right now that I've been into the hospital this week alone and last week, and I know that there were two very, very sick people that they brought back. They
Resuscitated.
they resuscitated, and they could have kept resuscitating. And then finally, the family said, "You know what?
They signed the DNR.
DNR.
There's a difference between a DNR and actually pulling the plug and ending
That
life.
is called pulling the plug."
No, DNR means do not
DNR
resuscitate.
means that you took out all the stuff and you were waiting for him to DNR
No,
again.
no, DNR
You're not
means-
giving him the medicine. You're
DNR,
not.
no, DNR means if he stops breathing, you don't resuscitate.
But most likely, anybody on a machine with no brain thing will die sooner or later.
Okay,
Anyways,
fine. So let's just
so
kill
pulling
everyone.
the plug.
So most
No.
likely, a person at the age of 80 is going to die before they hit the 90th.
That's not true. I better not. I don't want to die before
They're going to hit me
93.
90th. Right? I pick a number. Pick any number you want.
But
I
I've
mean,
got-
that's the stupidity of Roe v. Wade. A judge, Harry Blackman, because he was affiliated with the Mayo Clinic. Okay, he was on their board. He decided he was an expert in viability. And he created this rubric of trimesters and when you're viable and when you're not viable. And it was all wrong. It was the science didn't back him, nothing backed him.
You
No,
understand that if you don't have abortions, you could have women that have serious mental issues.
Yes.
You
And-
have children that are sick, that are born that you
And-
find
and you
out beforehand that they are sick.
First of all, I find it. When
I'm not knocking it. I would never agree. I'm not saying I agree
Heshy,
with
I
that.
understand that, but what I'm trying to explain to you is you devalue human life when you start thinking of a baby as an unborn baby as anything less than a human being.
We're gonna pick up our phone with our guest. Let's pick up our guest for a second, and then we're gonna do our quote and joke for the day. Pick up the phone, Ezra. Do you know how to
not
do
on.
it? Oh,
It's not
Avram,
on.
he doesn't know. Avram, he doesn't know.
There's no line on.
There's no line on. We don't know how to put it on. So in the meantime, I'm going to say our joke. Hello. Oh, he's on the line. Hello, Donovan. Are you on the phone with us, Donovan?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, Donovan. I want to just introduce you again. Your name is Donovan Crip Daddy Castillo. What does Crip Daddy mean?
Well, you see, I'm a part of a gang, and we roll hard in these streets. Also, I'm in a wheelchair.
One minute.
No.
You're a gang member in a wheelchair?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, yeah.
And I take it for your moniker that you're not blood.
No,
Okay.
no.
So I would
Well,
promote.
I mean, you walk around with a gun and knife and stuff, and sing rap music.
I do. I mean, off chance, I roll around mostly, though.
I
Yeah.
understand you, all because you can't walk, but I never saw a gang member in a wheelchair. That's pretty
No,
good.
I've seen many. Unfortunately, that's
Yeah?
what happened. As a result of gang violence, that's what
Yeah,
happens.
but once they get
other.
injured, they don't. But that's not what happened to Donovan.
Okay.
Donovan had some kind of rare genetic condition. What is your genetic condition for Donovan?
I was born with a very big penis.
Oh
And
God,
it
no,
is-
you can't do that on this show. On this show, you can't do that,
no,
Donovan.
No, I was born with SMA, called it's spinal muscular atrophy.
I heard of that.
Yeah, and it's there's 3 different types, and I have type 2.
Now, first of all, I know you're a comedian, so I want you to listen to my joke. I do a quote and joke every day. And if I can make the comedian laugh, and Ezra's been laughing lately, I might win. But first, I'm going to give you my quote. And I know you're from Illinois, and you have a terrible, terrible governor over there. So I want you to hear this. Voting, and we're going through now an election season by us. They're throwing me off the ballot. They're not throwing me off the ballot. I just want my people to know in this town that I put this on a video. I want you to know, Ezra, I was on a video that my competitors have spent $70,000.
I saw that video. If I remember correctly, I'm representing you. I'm going to be giving you a
Right,
bill. I'm going to give you a bill in that range also.
No, but you and I are spending zero.
Oh no, that's going to change.
I know that, but how are they able for non-paying positions spend over $250,000? You know how many people I can feed?
I know.
Mr. Felder to knock me off $80,000, and now understand this. This is their goal to get reelected. I don't understand what the thing is. Who's giving them all this money? Do you know there's something up? I believe that if I ever get into office, that we should change election laws and state that everybody who wants to get to be on the ballot, fill out your name and then campaign. Not to throw anybody else off, but here's my biggest issue in all of this. You see how you were with me, Ezra. You see how fast the courts move.
Yes.
Things come to answers. Motions are being filed within 2 weeks. You've done about a couple of hundred court cases.
Yes.
And now a normal court case to go through the system could take 4 or 5 years. To evict somebody could take a year or two. To do anything at any of our government agencies could take years. How is that we're able to move faster here and not over there?
Good question. It's because basically they're rubber stamping decisions, and because there's a deadline.
It doesn't make a difference, but there's a deadline for everybody.
No, but there's a deadline.
There's a deadline on my mortgage. There's a deadline on my rent. There's a deadline on somebody taking money from me.
And they couldn't care less. But
That's a problem.
But there's a deadline. There's a deadline when you're gonna have an election.
But that's not an answer to me. You don't care, so you don't have to move along.
They care. They care very much.
Well, here's my quote.
They care very much.
Here's
They're
my
moving
quote.
very quickly.
Here's my quote, children. Voting is not only our right, it's our power. The most important office is not the one which all of us should hold. It's what of a private citizen has. That's the office. Not voting is not a protest. It's a surrender. So, gentlemen and ladies, I'm going to get on this ballot somehow with Ezra. We are fighting. Tomorrow is our last day. Is it tomorrow? Friday. We're fighting. They got me off. I want you to hear this, Donovan, that my wife and me and Yaakov, we have a secondary house, my mother-in-law's house in Sheepshead Bay, and we stayed over there, and we registered ourselves there for the last election because we were told by the politicians that we should run over there, even though I live in Borough Park, but I have both houses. When I decided to move back to Borough Park completely, so I registered by us. Board of Elections took 2 months to get my name in, and I submitted personally all 3 registration cards. When my wife and son didn't get registered, I went down and gave it a second time. Finally, my son got in the system. My wife was in the system. I called every day. They told me they found it, but they're too busy to enter it. So now they got me on a technicality that my wife was not registered when she swore that she collected the signatures.
Right.
But I told the judge she was registered. And the form says resign. And remember, I work with 300 government agencies. If one check is wrong, like Trump, he submitted something with a wrong X. They said it was illegal, go to jail. I know this. You know, lawyer, if you submit something that's wrong, it's illegal for you.
Correct.
You could go to jail. So we found the letter. We find their exact petition, and it says where you reside and if you're registered. And we answered it truthfully. And not as where we signed that we were voting from, where we reside today, and we did submit the card. They played the game, and they got me off by 34, what was it, 34 signatures
38.
for 38 for a district leader.
Well, I think we have.
So
a very
we're
good
going
chance
and
at-
fighting. We're going, today I found over 300 new signatures just for district leader. I'm going to keep going because the Board of Elections themselves said I have over 500 or 600 good ones. Yeah. So here's my joke of the day, Donovan, and you have to laugh, and then we're going to chat with you. I was driving in the car with my beautiful wife, Linda, who makes me miserable all the time. And
Was that the joke? Was that the joke?
that wasn't a joke.
Okay.
That wasn't a joke.
Okay.
And, she makes me nervous. So I was telling Linda, why don't you watch a video? And she was watching something on YouTube on her phone. Finally, she finishes watching, and of course, she turns to me and she says, Heshy, I just watched a guy do 75 push-ups in a row. Can you do that? And I said, of course, Linda. I could probably watch someone do 100 push-ups.
How about that?
That was a good joke, right? Donovan is laughing. That was funny.
Donovan's laughing because he wants to be on the show again.
Okay. Anyways,
There you go. There you go.
I appreciate a good dad joke. you
all I know is
It
it's a
tickles
true
me.
joke. Anyways, Linda was quiet the rest of the trip. She didn't want to talk to me, so that was good. That alone I won. Donovan, I want to ask you a question. You have this debilitating disease, and you seem to be fine moving around. And how old are you, may I ask?
I'm 29.
29. And you've had
Yeah.
this all your life, or did something happen to you while you were growing up?
I was born with it, and it just slowly progresses as time goes by. So I never really had too much of a healthy body per se.
I don't want to ask this question to you, but I feel embarrassed.
No, please.
Do you feel when you you have
Yes.
this debilitating I don't know what to call it
Condition.
right, condition. Do you believe that other people look down and feel that you're lower than them, or do you just you laugh it off and go on and show the world that you can make it?
Well, I would definitely say that uh, there absolutely are those people that will either consciously or subconsciously, whether they know it or not, look down on you for those kinds of things. And I've experienced that throughout my life. And I think at a certain point growing up, you just, it either makes or breaks you. And you either pick yourself up and you say, you know, uh, I'm not going to let it get to me. And there's nothing you can really do about it other than just keep going, or you just sit and feel sorry for yourself all the time.
But
That's actually a very healthy attitude.
it's a very healthy
It's a very
attitude.
healthy
Now,
attitude.
are there a lot of people with this condition across America?
It is a rare disease, technically, but I've met a good handful of people through different organizations. And are you guys aware of Jerry's Kids, the
Yeah.
Sure.
NBA?
Yeah, but that's
Sure.
Yeah.
is that
That's
multiple sclerosis?
muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy.
They're a great organization. They do a yearly summer camp for people with any genetic disability. And I went to the summer camp since I was 5 all the way till I was 18, and that really was a really good experience. And it showed a lot of those different types of conditions, and helped people with them kind of as like a little piece of normal.
This
you
is
know?
something that attacks the spine. Am I correct?
Yes.
So my question to you is: are they working on a cure? Is it curable, or are they telling you, "Sorry, Donovan, you're done for the rest of your life"?
Well, yeah, that's an interesting one because I was told a good majority of my life that, it is what it is. You deal with it and whatnot. And then within the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years, maybe a little bit more, there's been recent treatments that were finally approved by the FDA for people with my specific disease, and which is great. That's phenomenal. But they are being a little stingy with how they go about giving the treatment. They've been
I don't want.
rather
Okay,
excessive.
I got that, but is it working? Do people get cured? Do people walk around again and become back to normal? Is it working?
Yeah, I've seen a few of my friends that I've had throughout my life go through the treatments, and it isn't exactly uh, curing them, but it is bringing back a good uh, portion of their mobility that they have lost. Like they can now raise their hands up above their head, which for me that's not possible. So that is kind of a big significant thing.
You're such a good man, Donovan. I see a lot of people complain to me every day about jobs, money, their children being in trouble. They don't, they don't have cell phones, or they don't drive fancy cars, or they don't go on vacations. And you're a guy who just wants to be able to raise his hands, and you'd be happy with that. I mean, you are just a wonderful man. And you see, That's what that's why I don't run away from my responsibilities or vacations. I would love to go on one. I'm trying to go on one right now for Shavuos, but my wife doesn't want to go and spend the money because she's cheap. But that's not the point. But my thing to you is that you see, you appreciate this, and I appreciate this. I appreciate every day waking up and doing all these hours and doing good. And people tell me, "Oh, Heshy, don't worry about what other people say." You know, recently I had a young girl that I visited every day in the hospital, every day for like 2 years. Gorgeous, gorgeous Ezra. She was beautiful inside and out. And every day I used to visit her, and every day I used to complain to her. I didn't want her to tell me her problems because I felt bad for her. I used to tell her about my foot. I told her about my son. I told her about you, Ezra. I told her about all my stupid problems.
I'm one of these super problems.
You are
becoming one.
because you never let me talk in court. I was just in court now. You wouldn't let me talk.
You don't shut up.
You know what, Donovan? I want you to know something. What happened in court? I was standing in court. Ezra wouldn't let me talk, and then these two lawyers started over talking, and I told him to shut up, and I started talking. And after I made my pitch, and I started telling the judge who I am, the judge says to me, "I swear to God," because Ezra was sitting there, Heshy, I know who you are.
I watch her on TikTok. Yes.
Not TikTok, Instagram.
He said TikTok.
He said,
Maybe, I don't know which one it was.
He said, "I'm embarrassed, but I follow you on Instagram." And everybody in the courtroom laughed. Okay, this is a big time judge, not a 30-year-old guy. You're talking a guy in his 70s. So I was so proud. But he knew who I was. And then I went outside the courtroom, and some stupid court officer started an argument with me saying, "Effing, you know what I mean? You're just wasting our time." This is what America is about. That you should fight back. And, you know, and this young girl used to tell me, "Heshy, I know they talk bad about you. I know they try to knock you down. Don't give up. And you too, my delicious Donovan friend, don't give up." I know I have no right to say this because I got everything going. I sometimes complained about stupid stuff or things that happened bad to me, but I see a guy like you who smiles and is a comedian and is not afraid of life. I'm proud of you, and I'm so happy you're on the show. Can you do me a favor? Can you tell me a clean joke?
A clean joke.
Oh, here we.
You know all you comedians tell dirty jokes. I want a clean one.
This is a family show. It's a family show.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I am very family friendly.
Okay, good.
You know, one of my favorite things that I was witnessing was another dad joke. I was out at a diner with my mom and a friend of mine, and we were placed in front of this lovely family. You know, mom, dad, husband, and all that, the good stuff. And the waitress was doing her rounds, and she was visiting the family. They were wrapping up, and she looks at the family, and they say, "Are you finished, or do you need any boxes? Do you want a box for your lunch?" And the dad, without skipping a beat, smiles, looks her in the eyes, and says, "We don't have to box, but I can fight you if you want."
Very cute.
There you go.
I got to do another commercial, and this commercial is about Ezra Levy, my lawyer, my friend, who's always there for me in the middle of the day or night, helping people with troubles, and I witness it personally how he picks up the phone in the middle of the night. Ezra Levy, criminal lawyer, Ezra Levy Law Firm at gmail.com, EzraLevyLawFirm, 917-755-1187, 917-755-1187 for all your criminal needs, weapons possession, drug offenses, domestic violence. Yes, even helping Heshy Tishler.
Even helping him.
What's your telephone number, Ezra?
917-755-1187.
917-755-1187. Really, Ezra is solid as a rock. And I know you're a gang member, Donovan. If you get in trouble, here's Ezra's number, 917-755-1187.
Yeah, but Donovan, I really implore you get out of that.
Have you defended any gang members?
Too many.
Ezra? Really?
Yes, it's not worth. It's not worth discussing. It's not worth.
Do they threaten you ever?
No, everybody needs a lawyer. But the thing is, there's nothing glamorous about it. I can only imagine what got you involved in it. But I would implore you. You have so much going for you. Get out of it.
I want you to know, a couple of months ago, I had a fight with this Black Lives Palestinian member,
yes.
And he followed me at one of the protests, and me and Sawyer videotaped him, and then the police came in and pushed him away, and I wasn't scared of him then, and then he came to my home. And
I remember.
And he attacked me, and of course I defended myself, but I didn't hit him back because I didn't want any more trouble. You told me not to cause trouble, and nothing. They punched me a couple times, but I held my ground. So I told the police it was a hate crime. I told the district attorney this was a hate crime. The guy came to my house. He didn't know me. He came because I was a Jew and I was supporting Israel. Not that I'm against Palestine. He was just didn't like it. They said it's not a hate crime. I was just called yesterday by the assistant district attorney by the U.S. district attorney.
Oh, good.
And she says to me, well, this guy has done it again a few more times.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Why'd you let him out? The guy came to kill me.
Surprise,
And he
surprise.
tried to, and you know what? He's done it a few more times. Now they're going after him as on a federal level, and they're not going to let him out. But again, why were you waiting so many times for more issues? You know why? Because this city has crime.
This city stinks.
It
stinks.
You look at Mayor Adams.
Why?
He walks
Why would
around
you
in
want
these
to?
fancy coats.
Why would you want to look at the man?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy's he's a bigger joke than De Blasio was.
He promised us.
He's
He
a
promised
bigger
us.
joke than De Blasio
Okay,
was.
I know. But De Blasio came after people. Mayor Adams doesn't know what's going on.
The Mayor Adams knows what's going on. He just couldn't care less. If it doesn't fit into his social calendar, it's not. He doesn't
Right.
care less.
He has to be working. He's a mayor. He should be working around the clock instead of going to parties
Well-
with fancy coats. And you know what? Hochul, that governor of yours, she came into
Our unelected governor.
unelected governor.
Okay.
She still hasn't removed all the mandates. Mr. Adams hasn't removed all the mask mandates.
And now I
Even-
heard there's talk about bringing them back because there's been a rise in COVID cases.
which is a lie. Now,
course there
here's
is,
the
but-
deal. And I was in the hospital.
I was in the hospital last night also.
You were
trust
there
me.
all night. I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I promise you. And I don't want to say that I didn't take videos, but again, there was no COVID cases. Now, here's what I want to tell you. The worst part is Hochul came to Borough Park and all the big politicians were sitting there with him in the Y. Greenfeld, who's not even elected anymore, he thinks he runs the town. This other guy, Silber, they lose money. Anyways, they were all there. Nobody wore a mask. All hanging out with each other.
course.
Adams is going to gala parties, no mask. Biden went to this big dinner, no mask. I mean, the news. You have to tell me that these guys not are hypocrites. They're coming after us. They're torturing
Of course,
us.
it's
They're red taping us.
Rules for thee and not for me.
Again, we keep saying that, but we're
that's
not
just
doing
it.
anything
Well,
about it.
Actually, the trend has changed, and honestly, the tide has changed. And it really started down with all those parents at those board meetings, the school board meetings, and that's just picked up. There are no mandates.
What's going on? They're forcing us to do sex education with
no, that's
second
Florida.
graders.
That's
No,
Florida.
New York City too.
Well, that's because New York City is going to do everything that Florida doesn't do.
Well,
so
we're going-
thankfully, Florida has a real governor, and we have a joke.
Well, we're going to try to stop that. They want to bring it into the Jewish schools. I know, and you know what?
It's starting again. They're starting again with trying to play with our
Right.
curriculum.
And you know what? Public schools, they're such failures. Yes, it's a good thing to keep our kids off the street.
Public schools, it basically.
Why don't we
it's-
just privatize all the public schools
well,
and we can make it
should have
better?
More, we should have more charter schools, 100%.
Right.
We should have more
And
charter
the
schools.
20 you know how much
there's
our
one-
yeshivas
but
cost?
there's only one reason we don't have more charter schools.
What?
It's called the UFT. The United Federation of Teachers refuses.
I
to do
believe
it.
we should fire all of them.
I agree too. but
And you know,
that-
most of them are stupid. They don't know how to
yeah,
teach.
and most of them corrupt our kids.
Right.
But the problem is,
We
very
should,
simple.
all these new young teachers, those are the ones we should be hiring.
The young ones are all those. I don't care. We just need competent teachers. But the problem is that the UFT pockets the money of the Democrats.
You know, there's 300.
They line their pockets.
There's $250 billion state budget, $100 billion New York City budget. Do you know how much money goes for education?
$20.
No, but I'm telling you,
real
in
numbers.
the billions.
In real numbers, it's about $20.
But we don't
Because-
see
Yeah,
it.
it's about-
The real numbers is about
Right,
$20.
it's
because you're
15.
paying-
Matter of fact, you were close. $15 for a guy. I just want you to know, if you lived in New York, Donovan, special needs kids get $15 for the hour, and you parents have to pay $100, $200, and it's a struggle. And I know, Donovan, how hard is it for money and so on for you guys, and whatever you get, it's like you're lucky you're getting it, and then you need a little bit more, and you have to scrimp and strave. And like me this week, I was scared to buy an extra pack of cigarettes because I'm on a diet. I'm so happy, so I don't have to eat the extra food. Right now, I'm not buying those.
So
extra.
now you're smoking an extra pack? Is that
I'm
what it is?
smoking an extra pack.
God help
So
us.
that sandwich that I'm
Eat the
saving,
sandwich. sandwich.
I'm saving
Eat the
that
sandwich.
$32. No. You
Eat
either
the
die from
sandwich.
fat or smoking. So
Eat the sandwich. Enjoy your life.
I know. By the way, I want to tell you, I am down in the last 8 weeks, 37 pounds.
I hate you.
I know.
My wife's gonna kill me. You know that.
Leo, hello.
Hey. Leo-
Ezra's a little bit fluffy.
I hear it at home.
You're handsome.
I hear it at home.
No,
Chubbs.
really?
Chubbs, I hear it at home.
Really?
It's okay.
No, Linda didn't say chubs. She just called me straight out fat. I mean, you're fat.
My wife doesn't call me.
Okay.
My wife will tell me all this stuff. Also,
Right.
we'll leave it there.
Linda used to ask me, you really need that third piece of chicken?
She does that in the third. My wife does it in the second.
Oh, you're lucky. Oh, Linda got to stop me in the second. I'm ready. Before she comes back from the kitchen, I already have my second piece.
God bless her.
So there's no question. She doesn't even see that second swallow down. So I want to ask you something else. You know that recently, and listen to this, Donovan, we had something called redistricting to make the politicians and be able to get these guys elected with easier way.
So let's. The rubric is every 10 years we have a census.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be changed if it doesn't need to be.
Right. Well,
and
New York,
they saw that
New York State lost 2 congressional seats.
So what
That's
they
the
did
only
was
thing that
they
should be
had
moved.
these local losers redoing the districting, and they even cut. I told you they
Right.
cut my block out, so I shouldn't be able to run. Which
That's nothing.
it's just stupidity.
You have to look. There's a congressional district that they drew up that included Long Island, Westchester, and the Bronx.
So I want you to
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
So they went around to get after I got my signatures. They had to get objections. Felder, Ringel, and Schwartz. What did they do? They got an autistic child. An autistic.
We don't know if that's true.
It's a fact. I met the kid.
Okay, but
I have
we
a
don't-
video. He works over here in the board of elections in the courthouse. He was running around crazy. He's autistic. He has government funding, and they give him a job on election day. He messes up. His mother's one of the people who works there, and then they got these 2 other idiots in Borough Park, Joseph Langsam and Rifki Langsam.
Leave it.
I'm not going to leave it alone. 1122 41st Street. They signed.
alone, Heshy.
But leave what alone?
Let's just go.
They're causing me days of not being home.
We'll deal with it in court. You don't have to go.
But they lie. How do you let people lie?
This is the
Why
forum.
doesn't
This is
Felder,
the forum.
Ringel, and Schwartz come out like men and say, listen, I want to cheat and I don't want you on the election?
So I got this. Let's just change this, okay? Right now, it happens with every election.
I know.
Okay, right now
it's wrong.
Right now, look. Right now, even the
Woman,
Republicans
didn't
are
you
doing
tell
it.
me? Woman, didn't you tell me abortion is wrong?
Abortion's 100% wrong.
So if that's wrong, this is wrong.
Okay, but let's deal with one. We're dealing with one thing at a time. We're dealing with it in the courts.
Well,
Okay.
we got to do another commercial right now. We got to do my favorite barber. And if you ever come into town, Donovan, I'm going to bring you to my barber because he makes me look good all the time.
And that's hard to do.
It is. And now with the weight loss, I have to really make sure my hair stays nice and black. Berg's Barbershop, located at 108 Avenue I. By the way, he sings while he gives you a haircut.
Yeah, he sings away. He's counting the money you pay.
He is counting the money, right? Okay. Berg's Barbershop, located at 108 Avenue I. You can reach Berg's Barbershop at 718-758-5187, 718-758-5187, or you could text or WhatsApp Berg personally to schedule your appointment. And I advise you that because when you walk in there, he's busy. I always schedule an appointment, and he takes the appointments when they're supposed to. 347-845-9131. 347-845-9131. Yes, he's the official singing barber of the Heshy Tischler Show. I love him. He's a good man. He's intelligent. He's smart. And he does a lot of good for people. I love you, Berg's Barbershop, 108 Avenue I, 718-758-5187. I want to talk about another subject.
Go ahead.
Okay, and I think Donovan would be interested in this subject.
Absolutely.
Okay, there's a big, I'm embarrassed to say it, but Biden, your president, he warns that since we're going to overturn Roe versus Wade, this is going to affect the LGBTQ children. And they will be the next target of the Republican crowd. Listen to this. The president warns of new attacks by the Trump-dominated political party after Supreme Court ruling draft leaks on abortion. What happens, the president asked if a state changes the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in the classroom with other children. I mean, really, the man is an idiot. Do you believe that if somebody says he's gay, we won't let him in the same...
So this is the stupidity. So it's all hyperbole, right? The Democrats, the only thing they have going for them now, right now, is that Roe v. Wade might be overturned. That's the only thing that they could take back to their base because they failed at everything else they've done. So this
But,
is the only.
but
So
you're,
basically,
you're saying that Roe v. Wade won't be overturned. Maybe.
No, Roe. I will tell you something. The fact that it was leaked. Okay, you have to understand something.
What was the leak? Leaked at what? What was leaked exactly? You said they're still arguing it.
So what happened is Justice Alito has always been one of the most vocal opponents of abortion. He doesn't feel it's a constitutional right. Okay, so what happens in the Supreme Court, basically they vote. They deliberate, they vote, and you're allowed to state what you vote. So when you have a majority opinion, it's either the Chief Justice or the most senior justice in the majority will assign the writing of an opinion to one of the justices.
My friend Messi, Christopher Messina from Messi.
Sure.
He bought a delicious guy. He says I lost 41 pounds. I'm gonna lick you when I see you.
Both of you. Let's leave that alone.
I don't care. You guys, look how you talk. You know, we are grown men. He's a father. We love you. We love. You know what it is? You people are scared to show love, and I don't mind hugging and kissing whenever people scream at me.
Okay,
and
fine.
I don't touch like other people in a bad way. Of course, if you're stupid and you're not considerate and you don't, I watch when I cross the street most of the time, but of course, some of us don't pay attention. You must pay attention all the time. And a guy like you, Donovan, you're always on top of your game, right? Because you've got to be alert every moment.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey, what do you, Donovan? Sunday's Mother's Day. You have parents, correct?
Yes, it's mainly my mom, but yes.
But your mom, and I mean, she must be an angel. I mean, sometimes mothers break down, and don't get angry at me right now, but do you believe in abortion?
I think that it is one of those things that if it's your choice and you want to do it, that's on you.
We agree with that. We agree that it's your choice.
No, we don't.
But no, you said that it's murder.
But on top of that, I do think that you should be aware of the severity of the situation and what you're doing, and it shouldn't be as normalized as I think people would want it to be. But I also understand the argument of, it is a scary thing to follow through with. So I don't know. It's a little gray for me, and I'm just thankful that I haven't had to experience that hard choice.
My delicious friend Ezra just bent on the floor. I just saw that. What happened, Ezra? What was the emergency, Ezra, in the middle of the show?
Take my phone drink here.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, I love Ezra. You see, he always has but he's good, and you're a good father, Ezra, and you're a good man. And you see, even in the middle of my show, he picks up his phone for his kids. I love you. Ezra, here's the deal. I want to talk about a subject because we're getting almost to the end of the show. And this is a serious subject because it affects the entire world. Right now, our market goes up, our market goes down. Prices are being raised across the board over one stupid little war called the Russia-Ukraine war. Here's the deal. And we know that Russia is wrong. And we know that the world is banning Russian oil, which I don't see it helping. All these, what's it called again?
Oligarchs?
Not oligarch. What we're doing we're giving sanctions. It's not helping.
No, it's not.
And you and I know that Russia could have overtaken Ukraine in a day if they really wanted.
Actually, we don't know anymore.
We do. They have a million-man army. They didn't put
apparently their army is very incompetent.
Nobody's that. They have weapons. They have nuclear weapons.
They're very incompetent.
You believe that?
Oh, yeah.
So why doesn't America just go to war with Russia and get it over with?
Because America has no interest in going to war right now.
We seem to be always at war.
That's the problem, and we have no interest in it.
I believe we should never have interest in war. I'm tired.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
But they're sending over billions of. They are getting involved.
America has zero interest in what's going on.
Why doesn't Biden just fly to Russia and smack Putin in the head and say stop it?
Because he'll get lost on the way.
But we're still,
but
we're still doing business with Russia.
Of course we are.
So I don't understand it. What's your?
All right. First of all, technically we're not doing business with Russia. Very simply, if Biden wanted to do something productive, he'd open up the pipelines in America. He'd give the free license. He'd start with drilling.
Why isn't he doing it?
Because he hates America.
Okay, that's crazy.
But it's not crazy. Look, actually, it's one of two reasons. Either he's the most incompetent person who's never been correct about anything in his life. He's still the president of the United States, or he has another agenda. He's on the take.
He's
on the take.
80 years old.
He's on the
What could he take?
He's on the take.
For what?
His family's been profiting off a lot off Russia and China for years.
So
He's beholden to them.
The whole world is watching him. Don't you think we see what he's doing?
And he got elected anyway.
And we don't see.
Actually, this man had
this lieutenant governor was just arrested of ours.
Benjamin?
Yes.
He's gone.
I know he's gone.
And now Delgado's in.
What did they get him for?
For bribery.
What do you mean? How much did he get? Nothing.
50,000 maybe?
Right. And is this guy that stupid?
Delgado? Benjamin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we elected a stupid lieutenant governor.
No, we didn't elect him. He was never
Chosen-
elected.
he was chosen by Hochul.
He was chosen by a governor who was never elected.
Right. So we
Do you
see
the
that
pattern
Hochul's
here?
an idiot.
You see the pattern here?
Yeah.
Okay.
She really believes she's going to be elected, and you
Maybe.
know, I hear they're trying to get Andrew Giuliani
Right, so
off the ballot.
Lee Zeldin is trying to get
Andrew Giuliani off the
Andrew
ballot.
Giuliani and Louis Astorino. Rob Astorino. Rob Astorino actually, as of yesterday, was on the ballot. I haven't heard about Giuliani yet.
All I know is I don't like Lee Zeldin.
I actually support Zeldin. I don't like the idea he's trying to get rid of his opponents,
Right.
but I actually think he'd make a very good governor.
I don't think so. I don't
I
think
think
so. The way I
think
see
him or Andrew would make excellent governors. I think Rob Astorino would make an excellent governor.
Okay.
I think any of those three would make an excellent governor, especially compared to what we have right now.
Well, I got to do another commercial, and then we're going to go to the end of the show. And this guy is one of my favorite ticket guys. His name is James Meadows. He's a highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer, dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all points-related moving violations in New York City, Long Island. And
it's you too. Okay, so
What?
I'm not the only one who gets calls.
Yeah, I know. That was a
Does
call.
my wife also?
Anyways, what was I telling you? I got lost. Dedicated to
Meadows.
moving. Right, James Meadows. He has all points related moving violations in New York, Long Island, upstate, even upstate New York. Speeding, red lights, cell phones, stop signs, failure to lead, and improper traffic offenses with stiff penalties, including huge fines, points, increased insurance rates, suspensions of your licenses, and even being arrested. So this guy knows how to help you get out of all these problems. He doesn't do parking tickets, guys. So if you want to call the law offices of James Meadows, is your best chance of beating your traffic ticket. 845-TICKETS, very cool number, 845-TICKETS, or you can translate it to 845-842-5387. 845-842-5387. Also, his cell number, and he has a special for that you can do. You can text him at 917-856-1247. 917-856-1247. The office of James Meadows, and you can email him at JAMESMEADOWS@gmail.com, which everybody has. And let me see, I think I found his billing address, not his office address, but who cares? I'm not going to even tell you about it right now. But James Meadows, wonderful lawyer, good friend, texts me from time to time and says hello. 845-TICKETS, guys. Really, he's great. He's wonderful. And of course, while I have him on there, Green Line Building Solutions, my company, Preservation Development, Fire Department, Criminal Court, Department of Finance, ECB, violations, compliance, contracting, licenses, expediters. I help you with not your mortgages, but your violations. We have professionals for all your building solutions. We have 3 architects, 4 expediters, 2 inspectors on site, and most importantly, we have even we have a lawyer on site. 718-871-0382, 718-871-0382. We have 202 Forest Avenue in Brooklyn. We got parking in the rear. Now that we're coming to the end of the show, I want to ask you a question, Donovan, and this is a serious question. Hello?
Yes, yes.
What do you think of Twitter? I heard you're a big Twitter guy and you have like 40,000 followers. One, are you happy? And you too, Ezra. Are you happy that Elon is buying?
Elon Musk?
Elon Musk is buying.
I'll let Donovan answer first.
Donovan, are you happy he's buying and we're going to have freedom finally to do whatever we want on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. No, I believe that ultimately this is a step in the right direction in a personal sense, because it's no strange topic to discuss the whole censorship and controlling narratives and conversations and whatnot. And obviously, I'm the comedian side. I take the stance of just joking about anything I can and whatever.
But they're saying that Elon Musk is a joke and he's just
It's not. You know, this is the
and he's one billionaire called him a dumbbell or
yeah,
something.
because he
Yeah.
actually he basically what he did a corporate takeover in the most public way. He
Yep.
offered them
Yeah.
$45 billion and they said no.
But he got it.
Because basically he's some guy, go to your shareholders and they're gonna sue you and they're gonna sue the board. And each of
Yep.
you are gonna be out of a job and out of money and your shares are gonna be worthless.
Is
And
it?
it's
Is
very
it? Do you
smart.
think he's going to fire everybody?
No, he's not gonna fire anybody. He's gonna he bought the shares out. They sold the board sold whatever they had to do. He'll take it over and now Twitter's gonna have new policies. Hopefully.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
Twitter
think
will
it's a
be
good
better?
thing.
Do you
No,
think
do I
Twitter?
think it's gonna be better? I personally don't think any of them are good.
Wait, what do you mean? Which one don't you think is good?
I don't think any of these social media platforms are good.
I like Facebook. I mean,
Facebook's the worst.
No, no,
Google's
it-
worse.
it-
No, the platforms stink.
The-
The platforms stink because basically what they do is.
but you're
and we
able to
had this
get your
discussion-
message out to billions of people.
only if you get through their algorithms.
Really?
See,
That's
and
that's,
I-
that's
I
the
think
problem. That's the
I
problem.
see people
Only
across
if
the
you
world
get through
watching. I
only
see
if you
people
get through the
across the
algorithms.
world watching my videos.
Well, that's because you have, as much as people may not like you here, you haven't pissed off everybody else here. But that's the difference. That's the difference. I'm serious. If I mean, the craziest thing in the world is that you had an October, a month before the presidential election, the son of the president, the vice, whose father was the sitting vice president at the time that the bribes were being taken, and was reported by a reputable newspaper, and they just silenced the whole thing.
Yeah.
And look, you know what? Trump went crazy. I don't know what happened January 6th, what didn't
So
happen
what
January
you're
6th.
saying is Biden was more powerful than Trump?
No, I think that Zuckerberg and everyone else wanted Biden to win so much. And it's
Why? Why wouldn't they go with Trump?
Because
Trump is a billionaire. He's one of their brothers.
because he doesn't agree with their politics and their worldview. And that's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
But you
It's
really
control.
believe this little itty bitty Zuckerberg guy wants to take over
Zuckerberg
the
won
world?
the election for Biden. With that, he spent his own money. He spent more money than anyone else in this single election.
Yeah, well, $300 million for him is nothing.
Oh, that guy, because I gazoon, but I gotta tell you,
I mean, what is he worth now? $50 billion?
I don't know. He's a little less than Musk.
Right. It's crazy. He's pointing to something that I can't see. Oh, there's a phone call. We're going to take a phone call right now. You are wonderful, Donovan. I can't wait to meet you. I know you're going to be coming into town sooner or later. We have a lot of questions. Oh, wow. Somebody even says the fact is there are a majority of abortion clinics in the inner cities. And it is true. What are you going to do about the poor women that want it? The rich women are going to get the abortions no matter what.
Okay, so that's.
Let's
that's
take a
red
phone
herring.
call. Donovan, I love you. I can't wait to meet
What
you,
number
and I
am I
want to be in
pressing?
touch. You are wonderful, Donovan.
What am I pressing?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, my brother. We have to know how to press the button, Mr. Producer. Oh, he's going to put him on the air
Okay.
by us right away. Oh, no, he's pushing the button for us. Look at him. He's coming running. He's
He's
so
great.
wonderful. I hate that beard of his. You know that?
It's the owner.
Hello, you're on the air. I think you're on the air. Is he on the air with us?
Hello?
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 I think he has to still push him through or something. You see how it works in our system? It's not,
crazy.
we're very complicated. Hello? Nobody.
Do we have a caller?
Well, it looks like we lost him.
We lost that one?
Anyways, but again, we have him finally, or we lost him?
Caller?
We lost him. Yeah,
No, that's
whatever.
it,
We're
that's
gonna talk about ourselves. Anyways, but again, and look at this. What are you gonna do about? What are you gonna do about?
Hello?
What are you gonna do? What are
Okay,
you gonna?
no.
What are you gonna
But
do
the
about
inner-city
abortion? Who was it, anyways? I don't know what he's
Okay,
saying.
doesn't
But
matter. We have 5 minutes.
was it Andrew Giuliani? What did he say?
Andrew?
It was me. I
Your
don't
wife?
know what
I
he's
don't-
saying. It was my
Anyway.
wife. Oh wow! I don't know. He's plugging
Okay,
something
anyway.
to the phone.
So look, that's first of all, 26 states have some restrictions that are in their books that are going to come back. It's not abortions are not going to end.
You know, not every state is going to legalize marijuana, right?
They're good. They should.
So you go to another state and you pick up marijuana
Right.
and you're good to go. You know, everywhere I walk now,
You see, but this
it disgusts me.
I
In
agree
New York
with
City, I get sick smelling the
Actually,
marijuana on the
I
street. It's
agree.
bothering me.
It gets
No,
me-
I'm not a big boy. I'm a big boy. I can deal
hate
with
the
it.
smell.
Right.
hate the smell.
My point is you know how many of these kids I see walking around like dumbbell smoke. It's stupid that we even
Right.
legalize it. And Mayor, a stupid idiot Adams is just letting it go on.
Well,
and our
there-
state senator hasn't fought it. Our stupid district
Okay,
leaders
there's
are
a
putting
reason-
judges in. Somebody's on the phone with us right now. Finally, hello.
Heshy,
Yeah,
it's Lenny, and I wanted to go over so much with you.
I love you, Lenny. Why didn't you call before? I love you. You know I cut everybody off for you.
I've been on the phone for half hour.
Go ahead, Lenny.
How many-
Before the show ends.
Lenny, you got to call me on. Did you
we have
call
2
me on the
minutes.
cell phone?
Let's go.
Lenny, what's
Go
up,
ahead,
my
Lenny.
man?
Yeah, listen, before the show ends, I want to know who paid for the tickets that Adams went to the gala. $30,000 a piece.
AOC. It was AOC.
Let me finish. $32,000 a piece was the ticket. Him and a girl went. So who paid for these tickets? And if it was on the arm, how come a cop can't get a cup of coffee? Second, I want to say, earlier this week, the chief of the department announced that there's going to be a summer violence coordinator, an inspector in every borough. It's not even the summertime yet, and every day you wake up to somebody getting killed. This guy dresses more sharp than John Gotti does, okay? It's insane. It's insane what's going on.
And you know what? And the police supported him for mayor. Why?
They didn't support.
Listen,
They did support him.
because-
They supported him.
I was
the
sworn
trust-
in under Commissioner McGuire. I was sworn in back in '83 under Commissioner McGuire. I've never seen a mayor hold all commanding officers to a Saturday to one police plaza. And you know what? The next day, somebody still died. And this morning, somebody died.
Yeah.
A 50-year-old
And a little kid was 17, was shot in the thing. And you know what they said? The trains, the camera usually doesn't break, but the fan broke. They have excuses when they have excuses. And
Listen, this man is living the highlight. He's going out every night. He put a tuxedo on with all this stupid stuff to go to the gala. Who paid for these tickets? Why isn't it? If that was a gift to him, then he should be writing it off on his taxes or something. This is ridiculous. A summer violence coordinator.
I
Lenny,
love you,
I heard
Lenny.
the same
Lenny, you're wonderful. You're a good man, by the way. I have a comment from a commenter, Black Beauty. She says, abortion is racist. What does that mean,
How's
abortion?
abortion?
I don't know. I've been
Yeah,
seeing her comments
abortion
about
is racist. More black people have been killed by abortions than gun violence.
No, that's not what she
That's true. It's 100%
You're
true.
crazy.
How's abortion
What do
racist?
you, Lenny,
How's
what do you
abortion
think?
racist otherwise?
Lenny, abortion legal or not?
You know what? There's so much controversy over it. I'd rather not go either way. Because, no, it's been lying dormant for all these years.
Well, the
To
bottom
bring it up now with all the problems we have in the United States of America, to bring this up now, this is like putting perfume on a pig. I
Wow,
don't
you
mean
see,
to-
you're smart. We have so many other problems, and this is what we're going to
Exactly.
fight about.
Okay, Heshy, you have to understand something. The Supreme Court of the United States doesn't tell people when to bring cases. There's a case that was ripe. It was brought to the
Oh,
Supreme
please,
Court. They
there's
made
so
it-
many cases on
But
hold
that-
over there
not-
by them.
You know
Thank
what?
God, sir.
Instead of worrying about killing an unborn fetus, they should worry about killing the people in our streets today with the DAs not backing up the justice system and putting these animals away.
You're
Right.
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 Lenny, you're right. But the thing is, it has one thing. I think you could do both at the same time.
Well,
No, there had to be priorities. People are waking up, going to work, and don't know if they can come home at night. These guns are out of control. Out of control.
these guns are out of control.
The
Well,
woman,
Lenny,
the
we're going to
woman
say
that
we're
lives
going
on
to.
the Upper East, the woman that lives on the Upper East Side with the glasses and don't want to bleach her hair, that she's all over the place. Those are the people that are the liberals, and they got to stop controlling
Well,
the people in
well-
Brooklyn, Staten Island, the Queens, and the Bronx.
Well-
Okay? The world does not revolve around these upper
I love
echelons
you,
of Manhattan.
Lenny. We're going to talk. Maybe next week we'll be on. You'll call into the show. We'll talk more.
Pick me up early.
I love you.
Yes,
I will
I've
pick
been
you
on
up
all
early.
night.
Well, next time you should pop over with a sandwich. Thank you for everyone listening to my show. Thank you, Lenny, for calling in. Thank you, Donovan Ezra. I love you.
I love it too. Have a good night.
And with me and Ezra going to court on Friday. And please, everybody, pray for us that we're going to win. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week.
Good night.